Hi, my name is Akshat Kharya. I am in Electrical Engineering IIT Bombay. I have secured a JEE of 235, and in this video I am going to teach you extractive metallurgy foundation level. So let's start the topic. So the initial perception of students about metallurgy is that it is a subject which has to be done by rote or by remembering too many things. But it is not like that. It is a subject which can be learned very reasonably. Second thing, it is one of the topic which is very close to the industry till your 12th science. Rather, it is one of the topics closest to the industry. And third thing and the most important thing is that it is a subject in which you can score very easily. You know a few things, you can score. So let's start off. With definitions, first being metallurgy itself. So metallurgy is the science and technology of extraction of metals from their ores and of their compound alloys. So we come across a word ore. So to define an ore, let us first define what is a mineral. So a mineral is a naturally occurring homogeneous inorganic substance of definite chemical composition and characteristic crystalline structure, color and hardness. So an ore is basically a mineral which can be mined at profit. That is, the metal can be extracted from the ore from the mineral at profit. So second thing we learned is mineral, and third is ore. So the extraction of any metal is done in three basic steps. First is preparation of ore, second is production of metal, and third is purification of metal. So first is preparation of ore, second is production of metal, third is purification of metal. Preparation of ore is also known as concentration of ore. So we are going to learn the extraction of metal in these three basic steps in detail. But before going into that, let us first see how do metals occur in nature. So metals occur in nature. Most of the metals occur in nature as minerals. But however, there are some other metals which occur in native state which are unreactive elements like gold, platinum and other elements in the platinum series itself. So, but most of the metals occur as minerals. Now, there are some types of minerals. So, first is silicate, second is aluminate, third is oxide, fourth is sulfide, then sulfate, phosphate and halides, let us say chlorine for example. So the most abundant of the minerals are silicates and aluminates, but unfortunately it is not possible to extract the metals from them at profit. So these go waste. So the most important are oxides and sulfides. Now, so oxides and sulfides are the most abundant useful ores of metals or minerals. So now we know that as we go from left to right in a periodic table, the electronegativity metal increases while the electropositivity decreases. Now oxygen is a more electronegative atom than sulfur. So oxygen tends to form a strong ionic bond with the metals which are on the left, which are more electropositive, while the metals which are on the right tend to form a sharing covalent bond with sulfur. So the abundant ore of the metals on the left are oxides, while the abundant ores of the metal on the right are sulfides. So now we have looked at the occurrence of metals. Let us look at the composition of earth crust. So earth crust contains various metals, elements, etc. So let us look at the abundancy. So the most abundant element in earth crust is oxygen, which is followed by silicon and then aluminium, making aluminium the most abundant metal. Now, the top 5 of this list comprise 92% of the earth crust, while the top 10 of this list comprise 99.5%. So the elements which are below 10 comprise only 0.5% of the earth's crust. So this is the composition of earth crust, As we know, the composition of air or atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen and 1% other. So that is quite simple. Now, let us look into the 3 steps which we talked about in detail. First is concentration of ore. So, the definition of concentration of ore is removal of unwanted useless impurities is known as concentration of ore or ore dressing. It is also known as ore dressing. So, in concentration of ore, there are a few methods which are dependent on the difference in physical properties of the ore and that of the impurities. So, the physical properties exploited are density, wettability, magnetic properties, etc. So, let us first look at the density. So, for density, we use hydraulic washing. Hydraulic washing is simply washing the ore with water. So the ore particles are heavier while the impurity particles are lighter. So they get washed away with water. There is a particular method for hydraulic washing which is known as Wilfley table, which is shown here. Now a Wilfley table is a slanting slope and the table below is vibrated. This contains ore plus impurities are kept behind these plates and water is flown from above. Since it is vibrated, the ore particles and the impurity particles jump. However, due to the difference in densities, their jump height differ. So the impurity particles jump higher while the ore particles jump lower. And since the impurity particles jump higher, they are washed away with the water which is flowing above them. So this is a method of hydraulic washing. Second is magnetic separation. Magnetic separation, as it is obvious, is dependent on the difference in